Let's get into our next game before I keep insulting my viewers here. Spawning in the lower right-hand corner of Neo Humanity, we have our blue Protoss using those Blink Stalkers like the master that he is. Psystorm Gaming's MaxPax. See if he can do it against another top-tier Terran. His opponent in the upper left-hand corner, also on Psystorm, a recent addition to the Psystorm roster. It is Spirit. Our Polish Terran. The Polish versus the Danish. Ooh, Spirit trying to go for the eBay block, gets it down, but MaxPax was expecting this. This probe was down there early. He was expecting the eBay block. The SCV gets out of there, but with all these probes down here, is gonna finish this up quick. Oh my god, the SCV is gonna go for the rebuild. No, it can't. It can't. All right, there's the cancel. I like this from Spirit though, because I mentioned it in the last series. MaxPax loves to disrupt the Terran's build. The opponent in general, but in this case, MaxPax really likes to disrupt the Terran build. It's the first thing we ever knew about MaxPax, right? Was his MaxPax build. It's just a disruption. It's throwing the opponent off. It's messing up their order of operations, putting them on the back foot, putting them in a weird position, making them deal with a situation they don't want to be in. MaxPax is an expert at that. And I love that Spirit goes out there and he says, I'm going to mess up your build a little bit. I'm going to put you in a bit of a weird spot. And yeah, MaxPax can deal with it. He knows how to deal with it. He scouted it. He dealt with it very well. It's as good as it can go, really, for the Protoss. But it's still like, now we're in a different game than maybe MaxPax wanted to be in at the very start. It probably will equalize, but in the event that MaxPax was doing something funky, I think that opening for Spirit, I really like that he's just going for that too. It shows that he's not afraid to be, I don't know, out there doing something. The Adept's going to poke and prod. There is a bunker on the way. It's a very far back bunker. It's a very safe bunker for Spirit. I like it a lot, actually. If there wasn't a tag, it would force the units through the choke point in order to hit this bunker. I think it's a really nice effect. MaxPax is here with a couple of Adepts now. I think there's enough Marines out to deal with this. Adept's going to sneak into the main base. It will finish that shade, taking that opportunity as it comes. Only a couple of Marines here. Could see the SCVs pulled to fight, but they decide not to. Looks like the Adepts will go down. But same time, there's one on the low ground. A couple of SCVs falling here. Ooh, looks like this might be a dead Adept too, though. And that is 2 dead Adepts for 2 dead SCVs. Definitely not worth it for MaxPax. But as it's a blink follow-up, the Adepts really aren't that important moving forward, and ends up just being a little bit of gas lost. Not the biggest deal for MaxPax. He gets a full scout of Spirit's base as well, to see the timing of various things, or the lack of various things, like a 3rd CC. Knows that Spirit might be wanting to put some pressure on it a little bit, but looks like it's going to be MaxPax putting pressure on. He is poised to take a 3rd, but he's got a 3-gate robo action going as well. 3-gate blink stalker with the robo. Marine scouts no 3rd, but it scouts the probe there. And this isn't a war prism, this is just an observer. We could see the blink stalkers go put some pressure on, but I love how this is working out for MaxPax, actually. He drops the 3rd. Spirit is playing super safe. I don't know if Spirit was just paying attention to that last series, but MaxPax was being hyper aggressive with the blink stalkers against Hero Marine in games 1 and 3. And I'm sure he does that build all the time to Spirit on the ladder in other games. Spirit knows, hey, MaxPax likes his Blink Stalkers. MaxPax maybe playing into that a little bit, poking and prodding with the Blink Stalkers, but not really committing with anything, just trying to pick off a couple units here and there. If he can find an opportunity, he will take it. That's kind of what we saw in Game 3 against Hero Marine. He didn't really need to go that hard, but he saw the opportunity and he took it, and that's what he'll do here against Spirit. Spirit seems pretty well buttoned up, though. And that means MaxPax can just posture with the Stalkers. Maybe try to pick off some SCVs. I like that move a lot. Links in, eats one tank shot, but gets an SCV kill for it. If these units move out, MaxPax can pick off some Marines out front with the Blink Stalkers. In the meantime, his third base is up and running. He's up in workers, dropping down a bunch more gateways and getting into charge, and like probably Storm behind this. I would guess because the Temple Archives is so quick, I think Storm is a good call instead of just going for like Archons like you would later on in the game. I'm surprised how few Protosses actually build Storm and try to storm the Terran. I feel like when I do see it, it works very well. This is nice, all right. MaxPax grabs the bunker. I mean, anything he can get for free, right? Just trying to take nice little trades here. Picking off some Marines. But now with Stim finished, no concussive shells, but still able to catch one Stalker on the retreat. Medevacs are out as well. There's a couple of siege tanks with this. MaxPax needs to get that Storm finished up. The Templar Archives is done as well, but I don't think it's going to be Storm right now. It might just be that aforementioned Archon. Try to get as many units out as possible before this fight starts, but the Archon's not done yet. The shield battery is dead. The Archon is dead, and now it's just the Stalkers and the Zealots. But does MaxPax have enough? Ooh, Stalkers on the top side getting slammed by those tanks. The Zealots all go down to the stutter stepping of the Bio, and Spirit is still here. He's still putting on that pressure. He's in a good spot. He's going to take his third at the same time and just keep this pressure on. The tank will get taken down. It does get one more shot off. I think with this Immortal out, might be enough to push this Bio back. Spirit, though, joins up with the reinforcements. He's going to force more Zealots to warp in. This Prism is super duper low. He needs to be very careful with that Prism if he wants to use it for anything at all. Going to try to just do some fancy pickup micro. We've seen MaxPax be very, very good at that. MaxPax just needs to stay alive for now. He's taking a fourth base. I can't believe he put this down in the middle of that fight. Spirit didn't realize it. I feel like he could have rotated down there and maybe gotten the snipe on it. Now MaxPax has a chance to warp in more units. We're seeing that slightly better economy that he's had for the last few minutes come into play as he's catching back up in supply after taking not the best trades in the world. He was 600 ahead in this earlier. Now he's 600 behind. So definitely good trades there for Spirit, and that's going to allow him to catch up quite a bit economically. Yeah, Zealot run by not getting anything done either. As the army comes home, I'm sure MaxPax is happy to see the army is home. Ooh, Widow Mine drop. Does absolutely nothing. It was a good attempt. A good attempt. There is Storm on the way. I do like to see that for MaxPax. I think Storm is kind of underrated in this matchup right now. I see a lot of Protoss players who are like, oh, Storm's so bad, you just get EMP'd. But like, man, you just need like one or two juicy Storms, and that army is so damaged. Oh man, Spirit going for the pick up. Doom drop into the natural here. That is 4 medevacs full of units. Are we going to see a recall? Storm is done, but it looks like the Templar Archives is done as well. I think Spirit needs to get out of here. He doesn't have any pressure anywhere else. There are those Storms, those aforementioned juicy Storms, softening up the medevacs a little bit too. It looks like those medevacs will get out of there. Whatever is going on over here, though, is still causing some issues. Some snipes going down, but 11 SCVs getting killed in this run by Spirit. Struggling to deal with this. It looks like the Prism might have been doing some damage as the Zealots have gotten into the natural and into the main base. Forced cancel on the 4th CC. Oh man, Spirit got some decent damage on the other side of the map, but taking just as much back at home for just a few Zealots. And now MaxPax feeling a bit more confident, pushing out on the map. He's replacing that Templar Archives, replacing that War Prism. He wants to get a little bit aggressive. More Zealots come in, but now there's kind of an army here MaxPax maybe more focused on this side where he's pushing this army into the corner. Just a couple of medevacs with a few units in them at this point. And they are stuck in the corner for the time being. That's a lot of army supply from Spirit, rather. That is not on the field, and he's already down in army supply. He does have those ghosts out, though, so we could see some EMPs on top of this army. I don't think he's realized that the army is right here. And those High Templar are in a prism. Voodoo Mine's going off. Good snipe on that one. There's a storm, though. Do we have another storm? A couple more High Templar in that prism. The prism very low. The third base is going to be lifted and pulled away. Spirit doesn't feel like he can take this fight right now. He does have some units from the backside. He could try to come in for the full surround. The CC getting targeted down. It's going to stay alive, though. There's the repair on it. And now, Spirit's ready to take this fight. He's going to take down the Warp Prism. No more storms. Archon dies before it even gets going. Is there enough here for Spirit to actually win this fight? It looks like the answer is yes. The Stalkers blink away, but Spirit ends up taking a great army-to-army fight at the expense of 18 SCVs. But he did keep his third CC alive. His fourth CC actually finished up in the middle of all of that. And now he can put some counter pressure on. He needs to get damage done, though. He's down 20 workers. And even with mules, he's not going to make that back up. But his army is sick. There's only one Colossus out. Thermal Lance is not done. MaxPax did not, he could not afford to lose that whole army. And now Spirit looks like he might just be able to take this fourth base down. It's getting evacuated. MaxPax can't hold on to it. And now Spirit is actually going to be up a base. But as I say that, 11 SCVs go down to another Zealot run-by. I don't know how MaxPax keeps getting this done. MaxPax loses a base, but his economy is still going to be better than Spirit's. A storm goes down, and I think this bio still wins this fight right now. Stutter stepping back. He's kind of in a corner. A lot of his bio is low, so that's really good for the Colossus. It's going to force the lift up and the pull away. But I think Spirit still should be fairly happy with the damage he got done, but very unhappy with the damage he's taken. And if we look at the supplies right now, I know Todd is thinking, it's not looking good for our Terran player. He's got a CC on fire. He's down at 41 workers and is down quite a bit of army supply. That was the opportunity to do the big damage. I don't think it was enough. Killing the fourth base, killing a few probes wasn't enough, because MaxPax now has Colossi out. There's a third one about to pop. Thermal Lance is about to finish. Spirit has no answer for that. I guess a couple of Liberators could be good, but it's not like he's got 6 Vikings and 2 Liberators. Just a couple of Libs. And if they're in the wrong position, if they siege up a little late, honestly, if MaxPax just has enough units, they're not going to be able to get enough done. And I'm getting really worried for Spirit here, who's down quite a bit of army supply. Upgrades are also in MaxPax's favor as he's on +2 attack and +1 armor to the 1/1 of Spirit. This is a planetary. The SCVs are not a planetary. 11 more SCVs going down 12. Spirit just can't afford to keep losing this many workers, and he's not protecting his fourth base. Just doesn't feel like he's got enough to hold on to it. Oh, he's going to go for it. Letting it hold on by itself for a while. Trying to deal with the Zealot run-by, but again, not dealing with it at all. I think Spirit's just got to go for it. He EMPs. He's sending the Liberators forward. They're not even sieging up. They're just shooting at these guys. Super Shield Battery turns on. One of the Colossus falls. But Spirit down to 61 supply. He's at 25 army supply. I don't think the planetary is going to hold forever here. MaxPax is just so far ahead. He's at double the worker count, and GG gets called. Despite putting up an excellent effort, Spirit forced to tap out there. MaxPax takes a very strong game number 1. But we did absolutely see some weaknesses there. That was by no means a flawless victory for MaxPax. Spirit definitely had an opportunity. I think what we really saw was how difficult those run-bys were to deal with. For Spirit. What if there was a 1% chance, random chance, that a stalker would self-destruct instead of blink? Honestly, I think that's what StarCraft really needs, is some RNG. There's just not enough RNG in StarCraft. We really need more. I hope Stormgate fills their game with RNG. I hope every single unit has some sort of like random functionality to it, where maybe randomly it'll do more damage or randomly it'll self-destruct. Yeah, I think that's a great idea. Maybe there's like certain units that you can only make, like say you build a factory, right? You get Hellions, siege tanks, and Thors, and then sometimes you can make Cyclones, and sometimes you can make Warhounds, and sometimes you can make Widowmines, right? It's like, whoop, you just don't know until the game starts. You don't know until the factory's built which units you can make. So you get to the factory and you're like, oh, I need a Cyclone. And they're like, I got Widowmines for you. And you're like, I mean, I guess that's okay, but I need that Cyclone. That's what we need, more RNG. Honestly, it sounds like a lot of fun. Not like a good competitive mode, but some RNG could make for a very fun casual mode. I don't know. I wouldn't hate to see that in a casual setting. Give me some RNG where you're just like, I don't know what's coming. I don't know what I'm doing. All right. Spawning in the upper right-hand corner of Royal Blood, we have the blue Protoss player representing Psystorm Gaming. It is MaxPax. His opponent in the lower left-hand corner in the red, Psystorm's Spirit. A Spirit Ball. Speaking of, earlier we were talking about name changes. Spirit, I think a very positive name change. As Soul, he was always very strong, but I feel like his results as Spirit have definitely been an improvement. I think he's a great case for a name change that went very well. I also think, you know, saying Spirit, I think it feels better. I don't know, those one syllable names can be tough sometimes. Also, Soul doesn't really have like a good, like a heart attack letter. You know, you have like Dark. Ends with a K. Dark. It's good. Dark. But Soul. The L gets lost a lot, I feel like. Whereas Spirit, again, we're ending with that T, Spirit. MaxPax. X. I feel like you can make a beat with that. MaxPax. Could be a banger. Could be a banger. Somebody hit me up. I'll record it for you. Oh, man. Chat, y'all crack me up. Couldn't do it without you, Twitch chat. My life would be so boring without Twitch chat. You know what's funny is I noticed that as a streamer, I often use kind of the royal we, because I'm not just referring to myself when I'm streaming. Oftentimes, I'm referring to all of us, right? You guys included. So I use the royal we. I guess it's not really the royal we, huh? I mean, I do. I use the royal we that could potentially include chat as well. I say it a lot. I'm always like, oh, we're doing this, you know, and we made a big mistake there. When it's really me, I made the big mistake. Earlier, I was like, oh, we didn't get into the game. It was me, I didn't get into the game. But I use the royal we a lot. And I do that because of streaming. And I noticed I do it, like, so much outside of streaming now. I always say that. Whenever I'm playing a game, especially. I've been like hanging out and playing Mario Kart at the bar down the street a lot. Pretty much, well, maybe not every week, but a lot of weeks I'll go play Mario Kart because I'll have it set up there, right? And I always say we, and people are like, why do you say that? I'm like, listen, you wouldn't understand. You wouldn't understand how we work, okay? It's just how we do. And how MaxPax do is the Dark Shrine. You know, you just never see this. Spirit has not seen it. Spirit has not left his base. But he does have an eBay as part of his build. We'll see if there's a turret here. I'm guessing probably not. It's kind of an interesting build now that I look at it. As I say that, he drops down the turret. Terrans obviously know their weaknesses. He also, Spirit hasn't seen anything, right? He hasn't seen an Oracle. He hasn't seen any Stalker pressure. We might be a little suspicious, and that turret finishes just in time. Plus the scan in the main. Beautifully done. Now, MaxPax didn't lose anything. No DTs went down. So I think MaxPax is perfectly fine in this situation. But this was a lot of tech, a lot of money invested in an opener that's done absolutely nothing except for its one turret and one scan. We do have the double Archon drop to follow up. Archon's a little bit tankier. Trying to get that tank. You gotten anything yet? Really hasn't. Ooh, Spirit supply block though. We'll blame that on the DTs. The DTs get that one as a victory in their pocket. Oh, Adept sneaking in. Can't really do anything over here, but can distract while the Archons also do nothing. I think they got one more SCV. All right, they're killing it. Archons really, really need to not die though. That is huge, huge investment for MaxPax. He's at 18 army supply. His Archons are like the vast majority of the money he's spent on his army. So losing them would be extremely painful. Spirit's moving out. Combat shield's almost done. Stim is completed. Medevacs are on the way. Tanks right now staying at home to help deflect the Archons. I think MaxPax needs to recall. He's going to spot these units out on the map. Blink is done. Spirit is being very careful not to stim. He really doesn't want to until the moment is here. Those medevacs are here as well. Shield battery gets taken down. Stalkers have already blinked, blank, and blunk. The Archons are back. They did get recalled. These units are going to have to stim again. A lot of probes going down, but MaxPax is ahead plenty. We can absolutely afford to lose those. Tanks are here a little bit late to the party, though. Also in a very weird position. I think Spirit was expecting MaxPax to chase a little bit further. Tanks trying to find the nice little spot here. No high ground vision for MaxPax for a second there. That's going to allow the tanks to get sieged up, but the Archon's going to hit from the back side. Whoop. Tanks get lifted up and dropped to the low ground. Beautiful lift up micro from both players here. These Archons staying alive for as long as possible. Finally, they're going to go down. No? Oh my god. How is this Archon alive? Are you kidding me? What? That Archon's been red. He dropped that red Archon like 4 times. If one Marine tapped it, it's dead. This Archon. I cannot believe that that Archon lived through all of that. What? And MaxPax pushes Spirit away. Gonna take a 4th base. Spirit gonna try to go for a drop here, but it has been scouted. The Widow Mines will not get off. Not today. Oh. Yeah. Behind this, Spirit's taking a 3rd, but he's obviously very far behind economically, as MaxPax's 4th just went down. MaxPax is not at a great worker count. Definitely not where I'd expect him to be, but I think he's got solid saturation, so he's feeling pretty good about it. And he's getting into Colossus. Colossi. Widowmine ready to go off again. Just gonna chill there for now. It just feels like Spirit might not have enough army to deal with this. There's not a lot of bio here. Good handful of Widowmines. You know, the Widowmines just going off on a couple of Zealots, really not getting what they need to done. Those Widowmines a little bit better, but I just think there's not enough bio here for Spirit. And now the third base is under assault. And Spirit, well, it's kind of like a snail. He's allergic to salt. He doesn't want to be assaulted, but he is going to be. The base might live, but I think Spirit might die. MaxPax continuing to push forward. 14 SCVs have gone down. Spirit has very little economy. Somehow, someway, this Archon is still alive. It got down to 1 hit point. This is insane. Actually insane. Zealots running into the natural, gonna pull Spirit's focus over here. The Colossi are here. They don't have Thermal Lance yet, but do they even need it? I think the answer is no. This Archon up to 12 kills as the last of Spirit's economy seems to be going down. He's down 20 workers. He's down 20 army supply. His army is very injured. It's getting chased. No! No, not the Archon! No! Oh, MaxPax loses the Archon, but takes a 5th base, takes the game. The Archon dying was just the last victory that Spirit could get before he was forced to tap. GG.